moving on, many are tipping Arsenal to retain the Premier League title, with main competitive rivals Man City adjusting to the reality of no Pep Guardiola. Still can't believe that.
It's gone.
Still weird, isn't it? In terms of the transfer market, former Prem striker Darren Bent thinks Arsenal are now the bigger draw.
I do wonder what's going to happen now with Pep leaving, Bernardo Silva's now leaving.
Yeah. Are they still the most attractive move in the Premier League, Man City?
I don't know if they're the most attractive, but they're certainly at the top table.
Who's more attractive, Man City or Arsenal? Who's a bigger club?
Well, Arsenal's a bigger club than Man City. I know Man City of recent times have got more accolades, but they are in terms
of a bigger club than Man City.
Yeah, if you go fan base,
okay,
it's a big.
Who's a more attractive offer?
Well, Arsenal come off the back of a Premier League win.
Yeah,
so you'd have to say Arsenal right now.
I wouldn't say that.
Why?
I just think Man City are a more attractive offer than Arsenal.
Yeah, why? In terms of what?
I think their squad's better.
Okay, well, we've proved this season that we can go toe-to-toe with them.
Okay, drive back today with Andy Goldstein and Darren Bent. Who do you agree with there? Man City or Arsenal? What's the bigger pool? You have to choose one.
I don't know.
You're a free
Man
agent.
City. Man City.
You're going Man City?
Yeah.
Why?
The money, innit? The money, no?
It's not about the principle. It's about the money.
It's about the money, innit? Everything that's what it is. It's money.
Oh, you're brilliant.
Because at the end of it, I know what you're saying, but I think money comes first in the game nowadays. You know, it's money rules the world.
Okay.
It's football anyway.
Honesty all the way. Don't change, Carlton Cole. Let's talk about Real Madrid. It's chaos just now. The club's presidential election campaign is underway.
Yeah.
It hasn't been short of drama either. Fiorentina Perez is seeking an 8th term but faces competition from Enrique Riquelme, who's promised high-profile signing attempts, including Rodri and Erling Haaland. City haven't taken kindly to this, threatening legal action after Riquelme unveiled a Madrid shirt bearing Erling Haaland's name, saying he has a release clause and would like to join Real. Haaland and his father have denied that statement. For more on this, we can speak to Athletics Spanish football writer Dermot Corrigan. Dermot, good morning to you. Thanks for coming on. Here, this is chaos, him holding up that shirt.
It is. It's been quite a surreal week here in Madrid. We weren't expecting to have a presidential election. There was no need to have one. Florentino Perez decided to call one to try and strengthen his position. He dared Riquelme, this new guy, to take him on. And Riquelme the other night, claimed that he had 2 big signings lined up, that Haaland was going to come. And now, we're going to have to see what happens.
That's unbelievable. I can't believe. So
quite a stunt, isn't it?
So what is he? What's his game? Is he just using it as a publicity stunt, or is it just made up fabrication and lies?
Well, Riquelme let it be known that he would like to be Real Madrid president someday. He's a young guy, but he's a very rich guy. He's made a fortune in construction and more recently in renewables. He's made close links to Madrid figures from the past, legends like Casillas and Raúl and Fernando Hierro. And, you know, in Spanish presidential elections at clubs, this type of thing happens. Like Florentino became Madrid president himself by promising to sign Figo from Barcelona back in 2000. It's a long time ago now, and it was a huge deal at the time. Remember, Figo was Barcelona's best player. Madrid got him out of Barcelona at that stage. And the fear maybe at City, or the hope at Madrid, is that Riquelme, if he does get elected on Sunday, might be able to do something similar with Haaland.
Do you think he can win this, Riquelme?
At the start, nobody gave him much of a chance, to be honest. Speaking to people who know Florentino was really confident that he'd win the election. You know, he didn't need to call the election. He called it in order to strengthen his position. He basically called out Riquelme and dared him to run against him. Riquelme has got himself organised quite quickly. He's got those people like Casillas and Raúl behind him. He's still an outsider. Florentino's still a big favourite because he's the guy that people know. He's won, 7 Champions Leagues as Madrid president, which is pretty phenomenal. But he's also 79 years old. He's had some setbacks off the pitch as well. You know, some of his public performances haven't been great recently. The press conference where he called the election was quite rambling, and he insulted a female journalist who was there. He insulted Riquelme as well, kind of talked about his Mexican accent. And I don't think Florentino's coming out of it great, but right. he's still the favourite, I think, heading into the vote.
Do you think but Riquelme's obviously the Haaland wasn't involved in this, obviously. So do you think that does show that he's a bit of a liar? Because I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, why would you use someone's name that's not in but it's not in on the joke. They're not in on the joke. They could have just denied it, and that's what's happened. So does that not affect his position?
Yeah, that's what Florentino said. He was on TV last night and he said it was just a bluff. He pointed out how City had denied it, how Haaland had denied it, how his agents had denied it. That is what happens in these cases, is that players, they can make some deals with the candidate in the election. They don't want it to be public in case the candidate loses. Then they can just say it was, there was nothing to it. Sometimes when the candidate wins, then suddenly, as they go to City and they start to make a huge bid and Haaland starts to kick up a storm, maybe he can force his way out. But yeah, we won't know. If Riquelme loses on Sunday, which is still the most likely event, I think this all goes away. If he wins, then, they're going to make a bid and the ball's in Haaland's court if he wants to try and force through the move.
You wonder if there is any sort of link there between the Haaland.
Yeah, there must be something.
Naturally, they are going to deny this, right?
Of course, you have to.
He's only a season into a 9-year deal or whatever.
Exactly. How does that affect the other players that are there already? Like, I'm sure Mbappe is not going to be liking that type of information.
Yeah, like that's what happens at Real Madrid. They're always trying to sign the biggest players. The presidents are not too worried about how they'll all fit together or how they'll rub together in the dressing room. That's the coach's job to work out. And even last year it was difficult for Alonso first and then Arbeloa to get the Galacticos that he had, Bellingham, Mbappe and Vinicius to play together. You add Haaland into that mix as well, then who knows what would happen. Vinicius Jr. only has 12 months left on his contract. That's a huge issue around Madrid, whether he's going to re-sign. Florentino says it's going to be fine. Vinicius says don't worry about it. But, when players enter the last 12 months of their contracts, then alarm bells start going off. So maybe if they sign Haaland, they have to sell somebody. Maybe it's Vinicius. It's all up in the air at the minute.
Yeah, interesting stuff. Dermot, while we've got you, Spain got a draw last night, 1-1 against Iraq. What's the reaction to that out there in Spain ahead of the World Cup?
Yeah, it's a disappointing result. It's not a huge deal here. It was a very changed team from Spain last night. Most of the players, the biggest players, didn't play. The coach gave a chance to some younger guys to play. Still a lot of confidence around Spain going into the World Cup. They see themselves as one of the favourites for the tournament, but they have a lot of injury issues as well, or doubts. Lamine Yamal is currently recovering from problem. Nico Williams as well, which meant that the team that played last night wasn't close to the first team. A potential problem in the game, Barcelona goalkeeper Juan Garcia played. He could come into the team. He's had a really good club season, but he wasn't great for the goal that Iraq scored, so it was a bit of a setback for him last night.
Okay, well, Dermot, thanks for coming on this morning. You sound like you're out and about and busy, so we'll let you off. Thanks for your time.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, guys.